Hi, if you found this video, you're probably searching for something like how to build engagement with your prospects. My name's Stefan Boyle, I'm the founder of Master Republic. We're a B2B lead generation agency and we're continually looking at ways for our clients how to build engagement, how to get response from them, what resonates with your ideal customer. Now, of course, I'm sure there's a whole range of different ways of connecting with people, but ultimately, if people are going to look for you and find you, or you're going to reach out to them, you've got to find a way of engaging with them and what resonates with those people. Now, the way I look at that is one simple thing. I look back at my own life, and particularly with my own school life. I went to a pretty good school. It was good, but it was quite a big, 1,100 kids there, quite big. And I just never engaged. School seemed to me pointless. Why am I learning algebra? I'm not academic. It just wasn't. I wasn't interested in really. Certain things. Don't get me wrong. It wasn't awful. There was some. I didn't hate it. It just was a bit. Didn't really bother me that much because I knew what I wanted to do. I wanted to follow in my dad's footsteps and go into our family printing business and learn the ropes and build a career, become an entrepreneur and make money and add value to people. That I just knew what I wanted to do. Looking back, that's a mistake. Of course, I never tell my kids quite the same way because I want them to be focused and really understand the value of education. It wasn't until years later when I realised, I was running the printing business that I was looking at ways of actually growing my business, hiring salespeople, and those guys are good at closing deals and managing clients. They were very poor at actually prospecting, or maybe they could do it, maybe just didn't want to do it. I think that's quite typical. All the conversations we have with our clients and our prospects, the common factor is that good caliber salespeople selling high value propositions probably think, without being disrespectful, but cold calling and prospecting is almost a bit below them. They want to work high value, high quality opportunities, create more sales, create more ideal clients and hit their numbers. That's what it's all about. So it was really when I realised that I had the wrong people and it's my problem. I was the problem, in fact, about why I wasn't actually getting my team to develop new opportunities because I didn't really understand how to do it. And that's when I committed to lifelong learning, as then I really understood the value of learning. And that's when I committed to learning it, lead generation and marketing and all the other stuff around that. So I could implement these strategies in my business, then have the right people focus on the right jobs. Prospecting is a specific skill set. There's certain ways. We use a process called cold calling 2.0, and it's a very simple system in its basic form. It's about building data. It's about simple email campaigns that are reaching out to people to get referrals, and then you work referral because we aim high in a business. Because if a CEO, an MD, or a director refers us to someone else in that business via email, we've got much more leverage to speak to that person. If the top guy or lady has said, speak to them. That's the simplest description of cold calling 2.0. Build email campaigns, get referrals, leverage those referrals to engage with the right people. Then you can qualify them, take it further forward. So once I really understood the value of education with a specific outcome, I really got it. And it's obviously, it does work. Once you really get that. And I wish, going back to my school days, and I do tell my kids, work hard. It's so important to get that education. It's a foundation. And I did okay at school, but I could have been much better. I could have really been focused, but I just wasn't engaged at my school. And when you're prospecting and when you're looking to build rapport with people, the very first thing you've got to focus on is who is your ideal client, who should you be speaking to, and what is their biggest pain? What is the biggest reason in their head, not your head? What do they really want to know that gives them a reason to speak to you and then eventually to work with you, become a client of yours? That is the biggest challenge. Once you really know that, you can really accelerate your success. The best way is to look back at your history of success. Success leaves clues. Really look at your ideal clients, and probably the best way is not guess. A lot of people assume why a client works with them, but ask them. Listen to their words, listen to their, how they communicate the value they see in your business. It could be something very different from your perception of why they're dealing with you. Once you know that, model it, scale it, profile those people, profile those messages, and what resonates with those type of people, types of organisations. What you actually sell them might be slightly different from what you initially reach out to them with, but make sure there's consistency in that message. And so, they understand, you're talking their language. When you reach out to them, they get it. And then you can also focus on the other content you create, or your blogs, your videos, and all the other stuff you put out there, all your marketing collateral on and offline is congruent with that message. That's what those people get. Once you've worked that out, you can scale it. Until you have, I suggest you really do focus on defining that. And of course, there might be multiple different messages to different markets or different propositions or different entry levels in your sales process. You might start with a low value sale, and there's a message to develop that relationship with that new client that may lead on to other messages to higher value sales. It's finding out where do you go in, what resonates with people, what's got the least line of resistance to you converting a prospect into a client. Hope that's helpful to you. If you want to know more, keep subscribing to this YouTube channel. Just click on the subscribe button. More content coming all the time from me. So I hope that's useful. My name's Stefan Boyle from Master Republic. Thanks for listening. Talk soon. Bye.